Hello friends, in this ninth video on investment accounting, we are going to solve a practical problem or illustration based on fixed income investment, that is government bonds, with cum interest and ex interest purchase and sales transactions. This is a copyrighted video. So copy of this work, editing and re-editing of this video is an offensive act and legally punishable. Welcome you all. We have tried to shorten the length of the video up to the possible extent. So kindly watch this video completely for better understanding and application. Let us start with the problem. And this problem is based on cum interest and ex interest purchase and sales transactions. Ms. Pranali holds 3009% government bonds of rupees 100 each in SBI as on 1st April 2019 at a cost of rupees 2,75,000. Interest is payable on 30th June and 31st December every year. Details of purchases and sales of 9% government bonds are as follows. On 1st June 2019, 1009% government bonds are purchased cum interest at rupees 80,000. On 1st October 2019, 1009% government bonds are purchased ex interest at rupees 75,500. On 30th November 2019, 1,500 government bonds are sold cum interest at rupees 1,30,000. On 31st December 2019, 1,509% government bonds are sold ex interest for rupees 1,55,000. Interest on 31st December 2019 is to be recorded after the sale of 9% government bonds on the same date. Ms. Pranali is valuing closing stock as on 31st March 2020 at cost or market price, whichever is lower. The 9% government bonds are quoted at par on 31st March 2020, and they are asking us to prepare 9% government bonds account in the books of Ms. Pranali. Now, to start the solution, first of all we need to prepare an investment account, that is 9% government bonds account for the year ended 31st March 2019, and we need to calculate the working note or solve this problem with the help of working note, and we will prepare that working note in form of schedule of details of investment of 9% government bonds. Now let us start reading the problem once again to solve it. Ms. Pranali holds 3,009% government bonds of rupees 100 each in SBI Bank as on 1st April 2019 at a cost of rupees 2,75,000. Now, since this year ends on 31st March 2020, it means it is the financial year 2019-2020. It means it starts on 1st April 2019, and the balance is provided to us on the same date, that is 1st April 2019. So it is opening balance. First of all, we need to record this transaction in our schedule of investment which we have prepared. Let us put the date in the date column, that is 1st April 2019. It is opening balance, so we'll write opening balance in particular. How many number of government bonds are there in opening balance? 3,000. Now we know the cost of the investment which is given in the problem, 2,75,000. Here we require to calculate the accrued amount of interest, which is also called as outstanding interest. Now to calculate outstanding interest, we have to take the nominal value, which is 3 lakhs. How this 3 lakh comes? 3000 multiplied by 100 face value per bonds. So 3000 multiplied by 100, it becomes 3 lakhs. Multiplied by 9%, multiplied by period of outstanding. Now, when the last interest is received on 31st of December, from 31st December to 1st of April 2019, it is the period of 3 months. So 3 by 12. So the amount of interest accrued is 6,750 rupees. Now we'll record the same transaction in investment account, that is 9% government bonds account. Investment is an asset. Asset always shows debit balance. Therefore, on the debit side, we'll record the date first and then we'll record two balance brought down. Nominal value is 3 lakhs rupees. Amount of interest that we have calculated 6,750 and cost is given in the problem itself, 2,75,000. Let us move to the next transaction. On 1st June 2019, 1009% government bonds are purchased, cum interest at 80,000. Now, cum interest price is a price which includes the part of interest also. Therefore, to calculate cost, we require to deduct outstanding amount of interest from cum interest price of purchase, or in case of sales, from cum interest price of sales. Now let us record this transaction in the schedule which we have prepared. We will put the date in the date column, 1st June 2019. It is purchase at cum interest, so we'll write purchase cum interest. How many number of bonds we have purchased? That is 1000. Now here we need to calculate interest first. So we'll calculate the interest. 1000 multiplied by 100, that is 1 lakh at the rate of 9%. So 9 divided by 100 and we'll multiply it with the period. Now the last date of declaration or interest received was 31st of December. So from 1st of January to the last date of the May, that is 31st May, it becomes a period of 5 months. So therefore we'll multiply it with 5 by 12. So answer is 3,750. This 3,750 we have to deduct from the cum interest price, which is 80,000. So 80,000 minus 3,000, answer will be 76,250. So we got interest, we also got the amount of cost. Now this transaction we need to record in the investment account. Since it is a purchase, investment comes in, cash bank goes out. Whenever it comes in, we have to record on the debit side. So we'll put up the date first, to cash bank account in bracket purchase cum interest. Nominal value is rupees 1 lakh. Amount of interest we have calculated 3,750 and cost we have calculated 76,250 rupees. So here we have completed the transaction given on 1st June 2019. Now the next date is 30th June, which is the date for interest receivable. Interest is payable on 30th June and 31st December. So we will record the interest receipt on 30th June first. So in the date column we'll put up the date 30th June 2019. It is interest received. Now we have to record only in the column of interest. How to calculate the amount of outstanding interest to the date up to 30th June 2019? We have 4,000 bonds with us. 3,000 in opening balance, 3,000 as opening balance, and 1,000 bonds we have purchased freshly. So we have 4,000 government bonds up till now. The face value or nominal value per bond is rupees 100. It means the total nominal value that we are having today is 4 lakhs. So calculation of interest becomes simple. Interest is equal to 4 lakhs multiplied by rate of interest is 9% multiplied by, now we are calculating this interest 6 monthly, therefore 6 by 12. So answer is rupees 18,000. Now we'll record this interest received in investment account. Since interest received is an income, therefore we have to record on the credit side. So we'll put up the date 30th June by cash bank account only in the column of interest, rupees 18,000. So in the bracket we'll write interest received. Next transaction on 1st October 2019, 1009% government bonds are purchased ex interest at rupees 75,500. Here ex interest means interest part is not included in the cost of purchase. So whatever amount is given is your original cost. So it becomes very simple. First of all, we need to record this in our schedule. We'll put up the date 1st October 2019. It is purchased with X interest price. How many number of government bonds that we have purchased? 1000. Now here we need to calculate the amount of cost, but in this case it is readily available because it is X interest price 75,500. Now we need to calculate amount of accrued interest here. Very simple. 1000 multiplied by 100, so nominal value is 1 lakh at the rate of 9%. Now period of accrued interest is from the last day of receipt of interest to the date of purchase. We have received this interest on 30th June. So next month is July, August and September. 3 months have been passed because we have purchased the government bonds on 1st of October. So we will calculate this accrued interest or outstanding interest only for the period of 3 months. So 3 divided by 12, answer is 2,250 rupees. Now the same transaction we have to record in the investment account. So because we are purchasing government bonds, investment comes in, therefore debit side. 1st of October to cash bank account, it is purchase of government bonds at X interest price. We'll put up the amount of nominal value rupees 1 lakh, amount of accrued interest 2,250 and the amount of cost 75,500. Let us go ahead for the next transaction on 30th November 2019. 1,500 9% government bonds are sold cum interest at rupees 1,30,000. Now this price is given at cum interest, means the selling price also includes the part of interest which has to be removed. So we will firstly record this transaction in our schedule of investment. Before that, whenever there is a sales, we need to take the total whatever available with us. So we need to take the total of number column and total of cost column. Here in the opening balance we are having 3,000 government bonds. We have purchased cum interest 1,000 government bonds, and on 1st October we have purchased 1,000 another set of government bonds. So total we are having 5,000 government bonds with us. The total cost that we have spent is 4,26,750. We need to add this 2,75,000 plus 76,250 plus 75,500. So we'll get 4,26,750 rupees. Then we will record the transaction of sales on 30th November 2019. There is a sales transaction, so sales is at cum interest price. How many number of government bonds we are selling? 1500. Here we need to calculate the amount of cost of sales. To calculate the amount of cost of sales, it's very simple. Total cost divided by total number of government bonds multiplied by number of government bonds sold. I will repeat this. Total cost divided by total number of government bonds multiplied by number of government bonds sold. So here the total cost is 4,26,750 divided by 5,000 multiplied by 1,500. So we'll get answer rupees 1,28,025. 1,28,025. Now we need to calculate the interest accrued because the price is given at cum interest. So first of all we need to calculate amount of accrued interest. 1500 multiplied by 100. So total nominal value of investment sold is 1,50,000 multiplied by 9% multiplied by the period of accrued interest. Now we are selling on 30th November and the date of receipt of interest before this was 30th June 2019. So July, August, September, October and November. So we need to calculate the amount of accrued interest for 5 months. So 5 divided by 12. So answer is 5,625. The same transaction we need to record the selling price. The selling price given in the problem is 1,30,000, but it is cum interest price. So from this price we need to deduct the amount of accrued interest, which is 5,625. Then the actual selling price will be 1,24,375. So here we have got the selling price 1,24,375. Cost is 1,28,025. The cost is more as compared to selling price. So we are suffering loss in this particular transaction. Which is rupees 3,650 rupees. So in case of sales transaction, we have calculated the cost, we have calculated the selling price, and we have also calculated the amount of loss along with accrued interest. Now we need to record this transaction in investment account. On credit side, because it is sale, so investment goes out, therefore it should be credited to investment account. That is 9% government bonds. First of all, we'll write the date of sale, which is 30th November by cash bank, because cash bank comes in and investment goes out. Nominal value is 1,50,000. Interest that we have calculated 5,625, and the cost column should be filled with the amount of selling price. This is very important. In case of sales transaction, in the cost column we need to record the amount of selling price, actual selling price. So actual selling price that we have calculated is 1,24,375. We have suffered the loss on this particular transaction. So loss should be transferred to profit and loss account by crediting to investment account. So we will also record the loss by debiting profit and loss account, loss on sale in a bracket, and in the cost column only we will record the actual loss that we have suffered, which is rupees 3,650. Let us move to the next transaction. on 31st December 2019. Now, here in this problem, on 31st December 2019, we have two important transactions. First transaction is given, which is the transaction of sale, and on 31st December we are also going to receive the amount of interest. Okay, but in the next paragraph it is given that interest on 31st December 2019 is to be recorded after the sale of 9% government bonds. It means, first of all, we have to record the sale transaction and then we'll record the interest received. Okay, so let us consider this particular transaction on 31st December 2019. 1500 9% government bonds are sold at X interest for rupees 1,55,000. Now this is the sale transaction with X interest price, and the X interest price is nothing but actual selling price. In case of sales it is actual selling price, in case of purchase it is actual purchase cost. Alright, so first of all we'll record this particular transaction in our schedule. So in the date column we'll put up the date first, 31st December 2019. It is the transaction of sales at X interest price. The number of bonds sold 1500. Now here we require to calculate the cost of sale. How to calculate the cost of sale? Total cost divided by total number multiplied by number of bonds sold. So total cost here is 2,98,725 divided by 3,500 multiplied by 1,500. So the total cost of sale is 1,28,025. 1,28,025. Now the actual selling price is 1,55,000 because it is X interest price and X interest price is actual selling price. Now if we are comparing these two, cost and selling price, then we have actually earned the profit rupees 26,975. How this 26,975 comes? Selling price 1,55,000 minus cost 1,28,025. So you'll get a difference, positive difference, which is profit with that we have earned. Now we require to calculate the amount of accrued interest on this sales transaction. So nominal value is 1,50,000, rate of interest is 9%, and the period of accrued interest is 6 months. So 6 divided by 12 or 6 upon 12. So answer is 6,750. So we'll find out the total now. We were having 3,500 government bonds, out of which we have sold 1,500 government bonds. So balance is 2,000. Accordingly, we'll find out the balance of cost, which is 1,70,700. Now we have to record this transaction on the credit side of government bonds account by recording the date first by bank account. In the column of nominal value, we'll put up the nominal value 1,50,000. Amount of interest we have calculated 6,750, and in the cost column we required to write selling price. So actual selling price is 1,55,000. On this transaction we have earned the profit, and this profit we need to transfer to profit and loss account. So here we'll record the profit on the debit side of investment account. So on the debit side, on 31st December it should be transferred to profit and loss account. Therefore to profit and loss account 26,975 rupees should be written in the cost column. Next transaction, they have told us to record the transaction of interest after the sales transaction. So we'll calculate the amount of interest on 31st December 2019. So interest received. Now we'll receive interest only on 2,000 government bonds. So 2000 multiplied by 100, 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs into 9%, 9 by 100, and this will receive for 6 months. So 6 by 12. So amount of accrued interest will be rupees 9,000. So we'll record this interest received on the credit side of investment account. So on the credit side, we'll write the date 31st December by bank account, only in the column of interest rupees 9,000. Let's go to the last date, that is 31st March 2020. We'll close this investment account, so it will be called as closing balance. So total number of government bonds left with us, we were having 3,500 government bonds, out of which we have sold 1,500. So balance left with us is 2,000. Then we need to find out the total cost. Out of 2,98,725,000, we need to deduct 1,28,025 rupees. So here we have got 1,70,700 as the closing cost. After that, we require to find out the amount of accrued interest on 31st March 2020. So the interest is equal to 2 lakhs multiplied by 9%, so 9 divided by 100 multiplied by period of accrued interest. Before this date, we have received the interest on 31st December, so January, February and March. So the accrued interest period is 3 months, therefore 3 by 12. So amount will be 4,500. They have also provided us how to value the investment. The transaction is Miss Pranali is valuing closing balance as on 31st March 2020 at cost or market price, whichever is lower. And they have provided us that government bonds are quoted at par on 31st March 2020. So then the market value becomes 2 lakhs because it is quoted at par. We are having 2,000 bonds. The face value is 100. So 2,000 multiplied by 100, rupees 2 lakh. And the cost that we have calculated here is 1,70,700. And we require to take only whichever is lower out of these two. So lower amount is 1,70,700. So we will record on the credit side of the investment account the amount of cost that we have found out, 1,70,700. So in the closing balance, first of all we require to close the column of nominal value, debit side. The total is 5 lakhs. Same total should be written on the credit side total, and the balance is that we have already found out, rupees 2 lakhs. Then we require to take the total of cost column of debit side, which is 4,53,725. Same total should be written here, and the balance is 1,70,700, which is nothing but cost. In case of interest, we require to take the total of credit side column first. After writing the interest accrued on 31st March, we should take the total now. Total of the credit side of interest column is 43,875. We'll write same total on the debit side, and we will find out the difference to be transferred to profit and loss account. So here the balance is 31,125. This balance we require to transfer to profit and loss account on the last day of the accounting year or financial year. So 31st March to profit and loss account. This is transfer of interest. So that's it. Solve this problem again and again. Thank you. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon, share it, and happy learning to you all.